Meet our think tank. They answered hundreds of general knowledge questions before the show. Their answers are in, but how helpful will they be to the three contestants? Playing the game with us are Frank, a business analyst from Harrogate, Jill, a design consultant from Stirling, and John, a contract manager from Addlestone in Surrey. This is Think Tank. Welcome to the show. Welcome as ever to our think tank. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Whether they're standing for election in local government, acting as an ambassador for their home city of Coventry, or marrying their own mother in a pantomime, our think tank really does cover all bases. Let's hope for the sake of our three contestants, they're the right ones. Frank, Jill and John, lovely to see you. Frank, you are a business analyst. Whose business have you been analysing?
For the last 3 years, I've worked for a vehicle auction company.
Vehicle auction company. I wonder what I'm bid for this lot then. One or two of them do have high mileage, but they are well upholstered. Got a couple of other racing numbers in there as well. They are all very well spruced up. They do scrub up well. Okay.
They do look well.
When you're not doing that, what do you do in your spare time?
I collect James Bond memorabilia.
What sort of memorabilia have you got?
It's going to sound a little bit nerdy. I have all the James Bond action men.
In mint condition, never opened, right?
Of course, you can't open them because once you open them, the value goes.
OK. What do you think your weakest subject's likely to be?
Definitely sport, history and the soaps.
All right, Diane can help with the soaps. Can't you, Diane?
I can, yes, because you can see them all on catch-up.
Of course, TV's a big thing for you. In the past, you've been mistaken for a TV cook, haven't you, Rusty Lee?
Yeah.
Is there a resemblance, don't you think?
No.
Let's have a look. No. Smile like she is. Look there. Honestly, you're a dead ringer. She's beautiful, so are you. What's wrong with that? OK. OK. Jill, you're a design consultant. What designs do you work on?
So it's mainly conservatory shading solutions, so things like sail canopies to go on the roof of your conservatory to keep it nice and cool when it's too hot inside.
Is that what you studied at university?
No, I did environmental science at university, so completely unrelated.
What do you think your strongest subject's going to be?
Anything sort of current, so current music, not so much country or classical music, and, you know, general celebrity gossip, things like that.
Ah, celebrity gossip. Anisha?
Yeah, that is right up my alley.
Good.
Yeah.
You two could form a very strong alliance there.
Definitely.
Okay. John, you're a contracts manager. Whose contracts are you managing?
We look after the baggage systems at Heathrow.
OK, so when our suitcases go missing, do we come knocking on your door?
We don't lose suitcases. Very often.
Strengths and weaknesses, what are you best at?
Engineering and science is probably my strengths. Weaknesses, I've never liked literature and reading books, so I could always struggle on that one.
Len, you're an engineer, so you're good at engineering and science.
Last job I was in was building high voltage switchgear for the electrical company, so got a little bit of knowledge.
But now you're no longer doing that. You switched to engineering for baking. Is that right?
When I finished work, I thought, let's go do something, and I bake bread on a regular basis.
You use a loaf.
I use my loaf.
You've been handed today.
I walked into that one, didn't I?
Don't rise to it, Len.
All right, well, welcome to the programme, all three of you. Over 3 rounds, our contestants will try to tap into the think tank's knowledge to build up as much money as possible. The 2 highest scorers go through to the final. Ultimately, just one will walk away with a cash prize. So let's play the first round. I'm going to ask you a question. Then every member of the think tank will reveal the answer that they gave before the show. The correct answer will always be there somewhere, but there'll also be any number of mistakes in the mix too. Pick out the right answer, £200 is added to your prize fund. You get 2 questions each. Frank, you're up first, so here is a question we asked the think tank. Indiana Jones famously wears what type of hat? Have a think on that while we see what the think tank came up with, starting with Tristan.
Fedora.
Cowboy hats.
Fedora. Duster.
Fedora.
Cowboy hat.
Homburg.
Stetson.
3 fedoras, 2 cowboy hats, and a few others in the mix there to choose from, Frank. What do you think? Do you remember the films?
Of course. There's only really one hat that Indiana Jones is famous for, and that's a fedora.
OK. Indiana Jones famously wears what type of hat? Frank, you're saying fedora. Let's see if you're right. Fedora it is. Well done. £200 goes into your prize fund. And Jill, you've seen how it works. Let's see your question. Mad Dogs and Englishmen is a song by which British songwriter? Have a think about that while we'll see what the think tank came up with. Tristan.
Elton John.
Jessie J.
Ed Sheeran. Noel Coward.
Oscar Wilde.
David Bowie.
Gershwin.
Johnny Davro.
8 different choices, Jill. You said music's your thing. How are you going to get on with this one?
I have no idea, which would rule out it being anybody current, I think, and I hope. So I guess I'm just going to have to guess, and I'll guess David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Mad Dogs and Englishmen is a song by which British songwriter? You're saying David Bowie. Let's see if you are right. It's Noel Coward. Mad Dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. Diane.
Yeah.
Johnny Davro.
Yeah, he's Bobby's brother.
Bobby Davro's brother.
Yeah, and I thought it was him because, you know, Bobby did all kind of songs that, you know, got you kind of singing, but Johnny wanted to do a bit more iconic things, so he wrote that.
That's your story?
Yeah.
And you're sticking to it? OK. Right. Whew. OK. No money for you there, Jill. And John, let's see your first question. Gotham is an old-fashioned name for which city? Let's see what the think tank could come up with there.
New York.
London.
New York. New York.
Berlin. Gothenburg.
Gothenburg.
Lincoln.
3 for New York, 2 for Gothenburg. A couple of others in the mix there. What do you think, John?
So when I saw Gotham, I was hoping it was going to be a Batman reference, but it didn't turn out that way. I'm going to go with New York. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to go with New York because the think tankers, at least 3 of them, have agreed on that.
OK. Gotham is an old-fashioned name for which city? John, you're going with New York. Let's see if you're in the right place. New York it is. Gotham, the name first coined by Washington Irving, the writer, in 1807. £200 for you there, John. And we come back to Frank for your second question. Which actor did Madonna marry in 1985? Let's run through the think tank's options. Tristan?
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Val Kilmer. Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. Harrison Ford.
Eddie Murphy.
Sean Penn.
3 for Sean Penn, 2 for Guy Ritchie. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're right.
True. I mean, Madonna was married to Guy Ritchie, but looking at the date, 1985, it's Sean Penn.
OK. Which actor did Madonna marry in 1985? Frank is confidently saying Sean Penn. Is he right? He is indeed. Sean Penn it was. They got divorced in 1989, and you're quite right. She has also been married to Guy Ritchie, the film director. £200 to you, Frank. Well done. And Jill, here's your second question. Esteban is the Spanish version of which English name? Have a look at that, and let's see what sort of names the think tank came up with.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Stephen. Stephen.
Eric. Stephen.
Edward.
Stephen.
Half of the think tank coming up with Stephen, but there are some other options for you there.
No, I think that I'm going to go with the think tank on this one. Max, you got the last one right, and I should have gone with you then, so I'll stick with you now, and I'll go with Stephen.
OK, Esteban, the Spanish version of which English name? You're going with Stephen. Let's have a look. Stephen it is. Well done. £200 for you then, Jill. And John, your second question. The screenwriter Jane Goldman is the wife of which TV presenter? Think tank, what did you say?
Chris Evans.
Bob Goldman.
Jonathan Ross. Richard Osman.
Jonathan Ross.
Jonathan Ross.
Ben Shepherd.
Adrian Chiles.
So, a fairly broad choice to make there, John. Anything leaping out at you?
I do think I know this one. I think she was a writer on one of the later X-Men movies, and I recall it from there. So I think it's Jonathan Ross.
OK, the screenwriter Jane Goldman is the wife of which TV presenter? You think it's Jonathan Ross? Let's see if you're hitched to the right person. Jonathan Ross it is. Well done. She's written screenplays for Kick-Ass, X-Men First Class and Kingsman, The Secret Service. £200 to you, John. And at the end of the first round, let's take a look at how you're all getting along. Currently, Jill is on £200. Frank and John are tied on £400. It could all change in our next round. Every member of the think tank is holding 2 questions which they answered correctly before the show. You're going to take it in turns to pick someone from the think tank whose knowledge you think you can match. And for every correct answer, again, another £200 will be added to your prize fund. Once the think tanker has asked both of their questions, they can't be picked again. Frank, you get to go first, and you have the whole bunch to choose from.
Well, I'm going to try and avoid the science, and I'm going to try and avoid the kind of popular culture questions. I think I'll start with Peter.
Peter, our pizza waiter.
I'm afraid it's a science question.
Oh, dear.
But my question for you is, which is the closest planet to the Sun in our solar system?
Which is the closest planet to the Sun in our solar system?
I'm thinking it's Mercury.
Mercury?
Yep.
Is it Mercury?
Mercury is correct!
And it's also the smallest planet in our solar system. So £200 goes to you, Frank. And Jill, you're up next. You can still ask anybody you like.
Thinking we're on the same wavelength, so I'm going to go with Anisha.
Anisha, our office assistant.
I'm glad you chose me because I think you're going to know this.
Okay.
So it's about Joan Collins' goddaughter. I know who her goddaughter is because I follow her on Instagram. So this is your question. Which actress and model, born in 1992, is the goddaughter of Joan Collins?
I don't know that one off the top of my head. An actress and model, so it's going to be someone that you've heard of. And I don't even know how you pronounce her surname properly, but I think maybe Cara Delevingne, however it's pronounced.
Try again.
Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne.
Oh, God, it was so close. It's Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne, you are close, but I'm sorry, we can't accept it.
It's OK.
Cara Delevingne, famous for her prominent eyebrows, particularly.
Yeah, she's got very bushy brows, and that's in, well, that was in. But her brows are amazing.
And she appeared in the films Paper Towns and Suicide Squad. Nothing for you there, I'm afraid, but you came close, Jill. John, you're next. There's a whole bunch to choose from.
I think Len's probably going to have a similar way of thinking to me, so we'll try Len, please.
Well, the closest thing to entering this is if you get in a car and go to this place. It's a geography question. Aston is an area in which city of the UK?
Aston is an area in which city of the UK?
I was there 2 weeks ago. I think it's in Birmingham.
Well, that'll help you, wouldn't it? Is that right?
I've never been there, but it's a correct answer.
Birmingham, indeed. Well done. Which, of course, the football team Aston Villa take their name.
That's where I was.
What were you doing there?
We were doing some graduate recruitment, and it was at the Aston Villa ground.
There you go. OK, Villa Park. John, £200 added to your total. Frank, we come back to you, and you can still take any one of the 8.
I think I'm going to go for Len.
I think you'll get this one. By what name is the fictional character Simon Templar better known?
By what name is the fictional character Simon Templar better known?
That's going back a number of years. That's Roger Moore, who played Simon Templar, and he was known as the Saint.
The Saint?
Yep, just like me with a halo on top, correct?
Well done. £200 to you, Frank, and Jill, we come to you. Anyone but Len.
OK, I'll mix it up a little bit and we'll go with Lucy.
Dance teacher Lucy.
Following on from a really abysmal round in a pub quiz a couple of years ago, I set about learning all of the flags of the world.
Right.
Hence knew the answer to this question. Which creature is featured on the flags of Mexico, Egypt and Albania?
Which creatures featured on the flags of Mexico, Egypt and Albania? Are you good at your flags?
I feel like it would be easier if I could see it.
Very not. You have to picture it in your mind somehow.
I feel like it might be a bird and guess an eagle.
Guessing at an eagle.
Flying high with that answer. Well done. It's eagle.
Well done. £200 for you, Jill. And John, we come to you.
I think I'd like to try Tristan, please.
Ice hockey player Tristan.
I got this answer correct because it seemed pretty obvious at the time. Question is, what does the U stand for in the name of the Middle Eastern country UAE?
What does the U stand for in the name of the Middle Eastern country UAE?
I think it's United, as in United Arab Emirates.
United?
United is the correct answer. Good job.
Well done. And they are indeed the United Arab Emirates. They include Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. So well done, John. £200 to you. Frank, coming back to you, and still 7 to choose from.
I will take Tristan's other question mark.
Tristan.
I think you've picked right because it is a James Bond question.
Ah, brilliant.
The opening scenes of the Bond film Spectre are set in a Day of the Dead celebration in which country?
The opening scenes of the Bond film Spectre are set in a Day of the Dead celebration in which country?
OK.
You must have seen Spectre. You're a James Bond fan.
I know. I am obviously a James Bond fan. It is the only film I haven't watched.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I have seen a lot of photographs from the film, and I do know that Day of the Dead is pretty big in Mexico, so I can only say Mexico.
Tristan.
Mexico is a great answer. Good job.
Well done. It's an annual celebration, typically occurring in late October. Good deduction there, Frank. But I'm shocked, shocked that a man of your James Bond calibre hasn't seen Spectre yet.
I'm going to regret it now.
Well, you still got £200.
True.
OK. Everyone apart from Tristan and Len for you, Jill.
OK, well, it worked last time, so stick with Lucy.
This is one of my favourite actors. I think you'll probably like him too. So, which actor married the theatre director Sophie Hunter in 2015?
I am pretty sure that I know the answer to this one, and I'm pretty confident I can pronounce it correctly. I think that is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's absolutely right. Well done.
Well done. And they had their first child together in 2015. £200 to you then, Jill. And John, you can choose from Jackie, Anisha, Peter, Max and Diane.
Well, I quite like the science question that Pete asked earlier, so let's try Pete again.
Peter.
I remember watching this film and I screamed like a little girl, so it's a film question. Who directed the horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream?
Who directed the horror films A Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream?
Scream gave it away for me. Is it Wes Craven?
That is correct.
Wes Craven. And A Nightmare on Elm Street famously introduced the villain Freddy Krueger. Peter, horror films, your speciality, really, aren't they?
It was
Peter?
my first one in the cinema and I really did scream and jump a lot.
OK. £200 to you, John, and that brings us to the end of the round. Let's see how your prize funds have changed. Currently, Jill is on £600. Frank and John are tied on £1,000. Now, one of you will shortly have to leave the game, but there is one last chance to take the lead, so Jill, you can easily catch up here, OK? All of you will be asked the same question. 2 members of the think tank will then give you the answer that they gave before the show and explain why they think they're correct. Only one of them is going to be right. If you side with the correct person, you'll add an all-important £200 to your prize fund. Just 5 questions remain before we do have to say goodbye to one of you, so choose your answers carefully, all right? First up, we're going to hear answers from Diane and Tristan. So here's the question. According to the Radar audience figures, which radio station has the highest number of listeners in the UK? Diane.
OK, well, it's the one that I used to listen to when I had to be down with the kids. So I said Radio 1.
Radio 1. Tristan?
I said BBC Radio 2 because I like Chris Evans in the morning, and I feel like whenever I go into a room, the older generation are always listening to the radio, and it's always BBC Radio 2.
OK. Radio 2 or Radio 1? Contestants, please lock in your answers. Frank, you've gone with Radio 1. Jill and John, you've chosen Radio 2. Who's right? Radio 2 it is. It gets 15.1 million listeners every week, Radio 2. Yeah.
Oh.
Radio 4 came second. Radio 1 was third, in fact. Well done, Tristan.
Thank you.
So £200 for Jill and John. And for our next question, we get answers from Anisha and Lucy. Here it is. In which country was the writer Rudyard Kipling born? Anisha.
So I said India. I think he's Indian. My dad's Indian. He must be Indian. He's Indian.
OK. Lucy?
The stuff I know of Kipling relates a lot to animals, and having been to South Africa myself and gone on safari, I was quite inspired by that. And I think if I had any literary bones in my body, I might have written some poetry or whatnot about animals. So I went with South Africa.
South Africa or India, those are your choices. Please lock in your answers. Frank and Jill have gone with India. John's chosen South Africa. Who's right? India. Yeah, he set many of his works in India as well, such as The Jungle Book and Gunga Din.
Oh, he wrote that. Oh, that makes sense now. OK,
It's coming back to you.
It's coming back to
Yes. Well done, Anisha. Thanks very much. That means Frank and Jill, you get 200 more pounds. Our next think tankers are Peter and Len. Here's their question. According to the RSPB, what is the UK's most widespread and common bird of prey? Peter?
I think it's a buzzard, because every time when I was learning to drive, I remember a buzzard almost crashed into our windscreen. It was like, "Rah!" And so that's my answer is buzzard.
OK. Len?
It's a kestrel. And I think a kestrel is one of those birds that's adapted to man. You see them living in cities because there's plenty of prey, as in pigeons. I think the answer is kestrel.
All right, kestrel or buzzard, those are the choices. Please lock in your answer. All three of you have gone with kestrel. Are you right? It is the buzzard, in fact. Quite large, with broad, rounded wings and a short neck and tail. Peter, well done. Thanks very much. No money for anybody there on that answer. For our next question, then, we're going to hear answers from Anisha and Jackie. Here it is. Who is the longest reigning monarch in the history of the United Kingdom? Anisha?
I went with Queen Victoria because from what I remember, I think she reigned for like 64 years and she died in 1901. So I went with Queen Victoria.
OK, Jackie?
No, it's definitely Queen Elizabeth II, our present queen at the moment.
Well, they both believe they have the right answer, but only one is correct. Queen Elizabeth II or Queen Victoria are the options. Lock in your choices, please. Frank's gone with Queen Victoria. Jill and John have gone with Queen Elizabeth II. Who's right? And they're right. Queen Elizabeth II it is. On the 9th of September 2015, the Queen overtook Queen Victoria as longest reigning monarch, so you weren't far off. You really weren't far off. All right. Well done, Jackie. Thanks very much. And that's £200 to Jill and John. For our final question in this round, we're going to hear answers from Peter and Max. And here it is. Which type of animal is the Warner Brothers character Pepe Le Pew, Peter?
I think it's like a French dog. Remember, the character's like a dog.
Like a dog. OK. Max?
Pepe Le Pew, like the name would suggest, is a skunk, because, of course, skunks smell very bad. It's voiced by Mel Blanc, one of the great Warner Brothers Looney Tunes voices. And Pepe obviously does have a French accent, but he is a skunk.
So it's a choice between a skunk and a dog. Contestants, please lock in your answers. All three of you have gone with skunk. Let's see if you are right. Skunk it is indeed. Well done. He is an amorous French skunk who's always trying to make romance with a rather understandably reluctant cat. Thank you very much. That's £200 for all of you, bringing us to the end of that round. So let's take a look at your totals. In the lead is John with £1,600. Tied in second place, Frank and Jill on £1,400. Now, only two contestants can go through to the final, so we do go to a tie-break to determine who's going to make it through to join John, all right? This deciding question has a numerical answer. Whoever's closest to the correct answer will be in the final. Here is the question. How many official cities are there in the United Kingdom? Please lock in your answers. So let's see what you came up with. Frank, you've gone with 101. Jill, you've said 108. The answer is, in fact, 69. So, Frank, you're closest. You will be going through to the final. So, Jill, sadly, we have to say goodbye to you. Thanks very much for playing.
It's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Well done, John and Frank. You two will now compete to take home the money you've earned. So, Frank, how would you spend the money if you were to win?
Well, my wife has a significant birthday coming up, so I'd take her on a really nice holiday.
Anywhere particular?
We'd looked at doing Route 66 across the States, so that's an option.
OK. John?
I've always wanted to see a solar eclipse from where it happens right in the centre of the totality, and there's one happening in the States next year, so I'd like to put the money towards that to go and see that.
All right, good idea. Good luck to both of you. Our final is a general knowledge battle. I'm going to ask you 5 questions each. Whoever gives the most correct answers then takes home the money that they built up so far. Fortunately for you, the think tank is still on hand to help you out. You can pick someone to consult with before you answer the questions. Each member can be picked just once. The difference in the final compared to the rest of the show is that they haven't seen any of these questions before either, so they're just as much in the dark as you are, OK? John, you built up the most money in the main game, so the final starts with you. Here's your first question. You had me at hello is a famous line from which 1996 film?
OK, so I don't have any immediate idea on this, so I think I'm going to try Max.
I'm afraid I'm totally clueless on this one, John. 1996, I was about 3 years old, so I wasn't really allowed to go into the cinema. But I wonder if you have any initial thoughts on this.
You had me at hello. Is it 96, something like the types of films like Sin City or something like that?
It strikes me as the sort of line you'd have at some sort of romantic comedy.
Was Sleepless in Seattle around that time?
That does sound like a film that was around then.
I'm afraid I'm quite lost, so I'm going to try going for Sleepless in Seattle.
OK. You had me at hello is the famous line from which 1996 film? John, you're going with Sleepless in Seattle. Let's see if you're right. Jerry Maguire was the answer. Said it by Renée Zellweger to Tom Cruise. Yep. Have you seen it?
Yeah, and I know it now.
Sleepless in Seattle, not far away, that kind of film, but made in 1993. You're still to get off the mark there. Frank, you can take the lead with your first answer. Here it is. The Silence of the Lambs is a book by which author? Who do you think might help you here?
Oh, well, Max would have been perfect. But obviously I can't choose him. Well, let's try Len.
Len?
I haven't got no idea at all on this one. None whatsoever.
OK.
Any thoughts yourself?
The name that springs to mind for me is Richard Harris, or Robert Harris. Richard Harris was a film star, so I'm thinking that's wrong. I can only go with Robert Harris.
Robert Harris?
Yes.
The Silence of the Lambs is a book by which author? Frank, you say Robert Harris. Let's see if you're right. Thomas Harris, it was.
So close, so close, so close.
Robert Harris is an author, but not of that series of books, so no score for you either. John, we come back to you. Here's your second question. Orangi Terrace is a feature of which UK sporting venue?
So it doesn't immediately give me any ideas of what it is, but since Tristan's a sporting guy, I reckon I'm going to see if Tristan can help me.
I don't have any clue, to be honest with you. No idea whatsoever. I don't even know what that is.
Orangi Terrace.
Maybe dancing.
Could be ballroom.
Yeah.
Mind you, sporting, it's not obvious, is it? Is it polo?
Polo.
I think I'm going to try polo.
Polo?
Yeah.
Orangi Terrace is a feature of which UK sporting venue? John, you're saying it's polo. What's the answer? It's Wimbledon. More commonly known these days as Henman Hill or Murray Mound. It's that slope outside the main stadium. So, again, you've drawn a blank there, John. And Frank, we come to you for your second question. For what does the letter E stand in Albert Einstein's famous formula, E equals mc squared? You have 5 members of the think tank to choose from still.
Len would have been an obvious choice for that. but that's not possible. So, Diane, what do you think?
OK, for some reason, I'm thinking I'm around energy. Energy, MC squared. But I'm not sure. Have you got any thoughts there?
I'd agree with you.
Energy.
Yeah,
because it's
energy, I
Einstein.
think, is
Because I'm
spot on.
thinking, yeah.
Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. So it's got to be energy, hasn't it?
OK, that's what I thought, yeah.
Let's go with energy.
For what does the letter E stand in Albert Einstein's famous formula? E equals mc squared. Frank, you're going with energy. Let's see if you have got the right formula there. Indeed, energy is the right answer. E is energy, M is mass, and C is the speed of light in a vacuum. Yeah. So, well worked out, well calculated, both of you. That takes you to 1-0, Frank. John, here's your third question. The Boer Wars were fought on which continent? Half of the think tank to go with still.
I think I'm going to see if Pete can help me.
Peter.
I seem to get the word Africa, and I know a lot of people died in it, and I think it's like charging with the horses and the cavalry and stuff. What do you think?
Which continent? Well, let's work it out. It's not Europe, do you think?
No, it doesn't sound very European at all.
And it's not the Americas?
No, I know it's certainly to do with the English fighting someone.
So you say, I think Africa's a good call. Should
Yeah,
we try that?
I don't think it's India, and I don't think it's China.
OK, let's go with Africa.
Africa. The Boer Wars were fought on which continent? John, you're saying Africa. Let's have a look at the answer. Africa it is, well done. The Boer Wars fought in South Africa at the end of the 19th and the start of the 20th century. 1-1 then. Frank, you can take the lead, though, on this third question. Which actress was nominated for an Oscar in 2016 for her role in the British film 45 Years? Anisha, Jackie or Lucy can help you here.
I'm thinking it's popular culture, so I think I will have to go with Anisha.
Anisha.
Okay, I don't know it for certain, but I want to say Kate Winslet. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think that she won a Golden Globe for a role in something. The kind of film that she's been in has been in the back end of 2015, and obviously they would have been nominated for the 2016 Oscars.
OK.
So that's the only woman that I know I think would be nominated for an Oscar.
How about Kate Blanchett?
Oh, you just threw a spanner in the works, because it could possibly be Kate Blanchett. But I don't know if she's been in any films as of late. I know that Kate Winslet definitely has.
I can only imagine it's about somebody's life, but...
I mean, I think like Kate Winslet, if it is, I don't know what the film's about, but if it's to do with someone around that age, I think she's reaching that now, that
OK.
age.
I'll go with that. Let's try Kate Winslet.
Which actress was nominated for an Oscar in 2016 for her role in the British film 45 Years? You're choosing Kate Winslet, Frank. Let's see if you're right. It's Charlotte Rampling.
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
And she starred alongside Tom Courtenay. Anisha, sort of on the right lines, because Kate Winslet was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the Steve Jobs movie.
OK.
OK. It's still 1-1. We come to question 4. John, here we go for you. The Grand Canyon is in which US state? You have Jackie or Lucy to choose from.
I think Jackie might know this. I've got some ideas myself. I don't want to prejudice what you're going to say, though, so where do you think it is?
What sprung to mind straight away was Colorado.
I think the one that I'm torn with
Well, I've
is...
thought of something else. No, sorry,
Go on, no.
No, Nevada.
Yeah, or Arizona.
Oh,
So,
right.
I know it's one of the stop-offs you go to when you go to Las Vegas, but I don't know if it's in Arizona, because it's quite a distance from Las Vegas.
Right. It's a place I haven't been to. I've travelled a lot, and I've been to America, but it is a place I haven't been to.
I think Las Vegas is this side of Nevada.
Right.
So I think, yeah, I think Nevada's going to be the one I want to go for, please.
Nevada?
Yep.
The Grand Canyon is in which US state? John, you're saying it's Nevada. In fact, it's Arizona. It's 277 miles long, and the Colorado River runs through the canyon, which is possibly where you got Colorado from. So still 1-1. Frank, we come to your fourth question. A thing of beauty is a joy forever is a famous line by which poet? Just Lucy to go with.
Well, then, which poets? Let's see if we can.
So we've got Keats,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Wordsworth,
Yeah.
Byron.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether Shakespeare might be a more obvious choice,
I think of him more as sort of like playwright.
a more romantic poet.
He wrote all his sonnets, didn't he?
Yeah, so the romantic ones were more the Shelleys and the Byrons.
It's going to be a bit of a stab in the dark wherever we go with it, really, isn't it?
Let's go Shelley.
Shelley. A thing of beauty is a joy forever is a famous line by which poet? Frank, you're going with Shelley. Let's see if you're right. John Keats, it is. The first name that you mentioned, funnily enough.
Yeah.
1-1, still after 4 answers each. This is your fifth question. There are no think tankers left to help you out. So from here on, you are on your own. John. Mg is the symbol for which chemical element which burns with a brilliant white flame?
I'm glad this came up. My degree was in material science, so I hope I should get this. Magnesium.
Magnesium. Mg is the symbol for which chemical element which burns with a brilliant white flame. Very quick to choose magnesium. John, are you right? Magnesium it is. Well done. Often used in pyrotechnics, of course. Frank, you do need to get this answer right to stay in the game. Which actress married Daniel Craig in 2011? It's James Bond related, really, isn't it?
It is even more related because they live quite close to where I live at the moment in Yorkshire. And Daniel Craig occasionally pops up in the local supermarket. And I know that he married Rachel Weisz.
OK. Which actress married Daniel Craig in 2011? Frank, you're going with Rachel Weisz. To stay in the game, let's see if you're right. Rachel Weisz, it is. And she won an Oscar for her role in The Constant Gardener, of course. After 5 questions each, your scores are tied, which means we go to sudden death. As all the members of the think tank have been used up, you are still on your own till we have a winner. So, John, here's your next question. Who directed the 2015 film Bridge of Spies, starring Tom Hanks?
I have no idea. Bridge of Spies, starring Tom Hanks. I'm trying to think of the guy who did Skyfall and The Last Bond. I don't want to just say a throwaway answer. I'm just going to try Ron Howard.
Ron Howard?
Yeah.
Who directed the 2015 film Bridge of Spies, starring Tom Hanks? John, you're saying it's Ron Howard. Let's see if you're right. It's Steven Spielberg.
I was going to go for that as a throwaway. Never mind.
There you go. Frank, this means if you get this next question right, you'll be today's winner. The musical Cabaret is largely set in which city?
Well, I can see Lisa Minnelli with the bowler hat on and the chair. And I believe it was a nightclub in Berlin.
Berlin?
Yes, let's go for Berlin.
The musical Cabaret is largely set in which city? You're saying Berlin. If you're right, you will be today's winner. Let's see if you are. Berlin is the right answer. Congratulations, Frank. You are today's winner. Well done. Well played. Well played. Cabaret, based on the book by Christopher Isherwood, of course. So, very well done. Commiserations, John. I'm afraid not taking anything home apart from glorious memories of having spent some time with these wonderful intellects.
It's been wonderful, thank you.
Frank is our winner. You're definitely taking home your prize of £1,400. And shortly, you will have the chance to add an extra £1,000 to your winnings. First, though, let's take a moment, shall we, to congratulate the Think Tanker who gave the most correct answers during the show, and it was... Max and Peter. So, Frank, you have one last chance to significantly boost your prize as you face our question impossible. Frank, this is the toughest question of the whole show because no one in the think tank answered it correctly. If you can achieve what none of them could and give us a correct answer, that extra £1,000 will be yours. Let's take a look then at your question impossible. Which member of the royal family carried out the most public engagements in 2015? Have a think about that while we try and give you a little bit of help. We're going to look at the wrong answers that the think tank gave, and this will rule a few things out for you. Here we go. This is what they said. Princess Kate, Prince Harry, the Queen, and Prince Charles. So, it's none of those. Who do you think it could be?
Well, there's a few missing off there, so it could be Prince Philip, it could be Princess Anne, but to be honest, I don't think she does that many appearances now. It could be Prince William is not on there. So who else is left in the monarchy? And my mind is almost drawing a blank. Prince William or Prince Philip? I think I'm going to go Prince William. Yeah, I think I'll go Prince William.
Prince William. OK. Which member of the royal family carried out the most public engagements in 2015? Now, you're taking home £1,400 anyway. If you get this right, £2,400 will be yours. You say it's Prince William. Fingers crossed for you, Frank. Let's see if you're right. It's Princess Anne, I'm afraid. 544 engagements she had in 2015, and she was one of the names you mentioned, of course, but you ruled her out. Prince William had 122, so she's quite a long way in the lead, isn't she?
That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sorry, that wasn't it. You didn't conquer the question impossible. Still leaving, though, with £1,400, so still enough to celebrate your wife's milestone birthday in some way?
True, that will make her happy, and on the journey back, that means she's not going to be going on about me losing. It's been a brilliant day. Thank you very much. Thank you, Think Tankers. It's been fantastic.
OK.
It's brilliant. Thanks.
Well played. Well played. Thanks,
Thank
Frank.
you very much.
Thank you for watching. Do join us next time when 3 more contestants will see whether they can bank on the Think Tank. Until then, it's goodbye from them.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Bye-bye.